While Damon is pulling up our video, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Cara Hackett. I am one of the associate editors from Florida A&M University with the FAMUAN.
My name is Butler, and I am the other associate editor.
And I'm Damon Arnold. I am the editor-in-chief of the FAMUAN.
And just a brief overview of our video. We chronicled the challenging times that we faced at our newspaper. I'm sure that some of you all are familiar with the hazing death of Robert Champion with our marching band, where one of our journalists, how would you say that, falsely, or he inaccurately named someone who participated in the hazing ritual. So that resulted in a lawsuit, and we were defunded for several years. So now that we're back printing, this semester we had a drastic shift in leadership where Damon became our new editor-in-chief. So now we're just going to highlight how the staff overcame that. Yeah, enjoy.
I transferred to Florida A&M University fall 2014, and when I transferred to the university, I didn't really know where to start. I walked in, and I clearly remember it was around noon, around my lunchtime, and I saw students sitting in here. And I'm looking like, what are these students doing? So I came in.
I came in a time where our print publication was coming back after the controversy dealing with the false accusations in 2011 that led us to being sued and taking away our funding. When we got our funding, we decided to bring print back in fall 2015, and with that, I really had no experience doing print, just writing digital publication. But when we did that, the process was solely based off me making sure everyone did what they had to do. But we had no real structure until Ms. Angelina came and she put a healthier staff with me. When I say healthier, she made it bigger and made sure everyone did what they wanted to do. Not wanted to do, but what they had to do without me having to put my hand in it as much.
When I came in, there was so much excitement for what we could do after the newspaper had not been printed in so long. And honestly, we rode on that excitement for a few weeks until we got to see it for ourselves, what we could do working together. And since then, it's been a wonderful ride. It's been a wonderful ride.
First got here as a transfer student, you have to come in, you have just a short amount of time to do everything that you want to do or that you need to do. You have to get your 10 clips published, you have to do your multimedia clips as well, and in doing that, it just doesn't seem like it's enough time to get all these things done in 2 years, especially for someone who's coming in who knows no one. There's no networking in place for you to succeed. At that moment, it takes time. But when I came in and I went to Reggie and I said, hey, I just really want to write, I really want to get published, what can I do? He didn't tell me exactly what to do. He just told me, he said, you have to be hungry. And I was like, well, I already ate, I'm not hungry. I don't understand. But he was saying that I had to have the drive to really go out there and get it and make it happen, regardless of what it may seem, regardless of the inexperience that I had. I was gonna have to let the excuses go and step up.
But when I came in, it really humbled me because there was a staff that was here and they were ready to help. They were ready to take me in and they were ready to assign me a story. After they assigned me a story, they helped me through the process. Okay, this is how you go out and conduct your interviews. This is how you come back, write your story. After you're done writing your story, they sat down with me, edited the story. Even though it took me about, almost a month before my first story could get published, but it was a great story. And it was a story that I will never forget. And it was a hard news story here in Tallahassee of a family who lost their 7-year-old who got murdered by his grandmother. And I was the only person that only student at that time who covered that. So that was really my brink of a start here at FAMUAN.
So coming in, I think people were discouraged because we had this big shift in leadership and didn't know if we were going to be able to produce quality work for the semester. I stepped up as editor-in-chief because I felt like I was strong enough to keep the team together, to be the glue, not to just be the best writer or the best editor, but to be that leadership figure to let people know that all was not lost. That's what was most important at that time. I think in doing so, it inspired a lot of people that had already looked up to me as being a figurehead or having the passion to see every part of the School of Journalism succeed, and so they took after, my leadership qualities. And in doing so, we've never missed a publication. We've always met our deadlines, even when it seemed like we weren't going to make it. We still pushed through.
When the leadership change did happen, the FAMUAN really came together as a family and as a collective body to really get the job of delivering our message to the students.
You have some people who say that they want to have fun at school. And everybody wants to have a little fun at school. But I find it interesting that journalism students like to keep up with the current events, like to stay in the know. And in addition to that, yeah, work hard, play hard. But work hard so that we can work even better after we graduate. And that's what I find here.
That's it. No.
Any questions, comments?
So, in the years when you guys were defunded until y'all came back, how was that process? Were y'all like continually fighting to come back as a paper, or did you just one day someone said, "All right, we got to come back," and then like the ball started rolling? How was like the legal process of trying to come back?
Well, they defunded us basically for print, so that couldn't stop us from writing. And then we switched over to being online. And then with our online, once we switched editors, Reggie came in, we had a new advisor, it kind of took the turn of the newspaper in a better direction. And so with that hardcore writing, because Reggie was a hardcore journalist, once they did that, they were able to fight to go back to print because they were putting out quality work into the community. They were giving you these hardcore articles that weren't being picked up at the Tallahassee Democrat, that the Tallahassee Democrat was turning to the FAMUAN for. So to have, the city's head paper, asking us for stories really put us back into perspective. And so we were able to fight and use that as leverage. Any other questions? We only got 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Well, we thank you so much for having us. It was a blast being here.
Thank you.